Time for In the Know with high-profile real estate executive Tom Diller. This show covers everything about today's market, from real estate, lending, investing news, market news, and more. The greatest thing is, hear from real estate market insiders and the market's movers and shakers. Be in the know with Tom Diller. Without further ado, here is the host of our show, Mr. Tom Diller.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is Tom Diller. You're listening to Tom Diller. You're listening to KQCK Live in beautiful Santan Valley and Jaco Beach, Costa Rica. Hello, all you beautiful bronze Costa Ricans and
looking bronze.
Expats sitting around drinking papaya margaritas,
At
mango
least.
margaritas,
Right out of the coconut, huh?
bathing in coconut juice.
Yes.
I mean, if I was there, I'd be bathing in coconut juice, wouldn't you be?
I thought you'd be applying the coconut
I would
juice.
be coconut oil,
Right.
bathing in the coconut juice.
That's right.
I mean, that's what I would be doing right the second if I was over there. And I know that's what you're going to be doing when you go over there, right?
In, what, 15 days?
15
I'm looking
15
forward to it.
days.
Wow.
Good for you. And your Costa Rica beach body is getting there.
Getting there. 71 pounds, my friend.
And that was just when you shaved your back. You lost about 20 pounds.
That was 23 pounds.
23
But
pounds.
the good thing is, I donated the hair, and they're able to put...
Locks of life or whatever?
Right, they're able to put 33 women into waist-length hair. So,
Nice.
and I saved a patch for you,
Oh, beautiful.
so you could sell it on eBay.
Absolutely. We have a couple of wonderful guests. Tonight the topic's going to be a couple different things, but I guess the main topic is going to be referrals, how you can earn money off referrals. And what is that? Do you have to be a real estate agent to do it legally? Do you have to take a bunch of classes? Do you have to spend a lot of time and money to do this? We have Larry Goldstein here to my right. I'm going to introduce in just a second, but ladies first. You may recognize Valerie. She is a return guest. You were on a couple months ago, maybe, with your partner, Cindy Newman. So this is Valerie Farley from People's Mortgage. How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing good. I just love your southern accent, just the way southern girls, just your aroma. Is that a good word, aroma?
I think
Aroma, that
Is that what I meant?
Like.
She
At
ran
least
in late,
it's
so
okay.
it's the aroma of
Smell-
the southern peach. I don't
Yeah.
know.
At least
I
I,
don't know.
smell nice.
You do. But welcome back.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
good to see you. Why don't you lean forward just a little bit?
Is this better?
actually that way.
Yeah.
Oh, no, just
Wait,
kidding.
Little forward. Tilt your shoulder to the right. Now smile. Joe, he's the instigator by far.
No, not at all.
Not at all. Anyways, welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, and you're a lender with People's Mortgage.
People's Mortgage.
You want to tell us a little about yourself? And
Yes, but first of all, I have to tell you all of my
your disclaimers and
little
disclosures and all your
numbers.
NMLS numbers and whatever that is,
Yeah,
right?
It's AZ BK 0904 164 NMLS 6274 People's Mortgage, and we are the equal housing opportunity lenders. So
And I can tell you they are wonderful people over there. We do a lot of transactions with them, and they rock. So we have a lot of great lenders on here, but there's so many of them that we try to bring on a lot so people can get to know you guys. So thank you for coming back.
you're welcome.
Yeah, you're going to talk a little bit about the industry, how it's going, and maybe some new products that you have. I know last time you talked about a new Fresh Start program.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you can talk about that again a little bit later, okay?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that one actually became a little bit better also.
Oh, awesome. We'll talk about how better it got. Cool. And to my right is Larry Goldstein. Larry, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, Tom. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you and I met a few months ago. I think we met at a networking event.
We met at an AARE real estate school event, and
Yeah.
were introduced personally
Right.
by Dawn.
Oh, yeah.
Dawn McCraw.
That's right. Yeah,
And,
we've had Dawn here a few times for
with
the credit
Go
repair.
Clean
Go
Credit.
Clean Credit. Yeah, people love her, but she's just a great gal. So thank you for coming. Now, who are you with? And tell us about yourself.
I am the managing broker for Clients First Realty Referral Company,
Uh huh.
and I got into real estate about 9 years ago. I'm what they call a realtor by marriage. My wife's been a realtor since.
So she makes all the money, is what you're saying.
She makes all the money.
And we love Sue. Sue is just absolutely awesome. So Sue, if you're listening,
Hey,
you're
honey.
awesome.
Hi,
Yeah.
Sue.
Yeah, she.
Hi there, Sue.
She needed my help, and originally when we first got married, the rule was we want someone actually making a paycheck and the other one being a realtor.
So you flip burgers at a burger joint?
Yeah,
and she
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I had an actual job,
Uh-huh.
and so she got busy, and I got my license just to help out.
Right.
And obviously it morphed into my career, which we've done very well at.
Excellent. We'll talk about clients first in just a second. Let me throw out the phone number. The phones have been ringing off the hook even before we started. The number to call in tonight if you have a question for Larry, myself, or Valerie, 480-745-1033. Huge shout out to Sarah in Phoenix, a fan of the show and a fan of mine, I guess. Sarah, call me, email me, do whatever you want to do.
And I just want those of you that want to harass me and say they like my bald spot. I do not have a bald spot. It's this darn lighting. Okay,
you can come right over and check. It's not really a bald spot because the whole thing is a toupee. So when you take it off,
man.
It's just the way the toupee sits on his head because he sleeps all day and just comes running in 5 minutes to 5.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Puts on the toupee and he says, "Is it straight? Is it straight?" I'm like, yeah, it's straight. Whatever.
Why do guys call and tell me nice bald spot? I mean, what's up with that?
They're just like harassing you. I don't know.
They think I'm you, is what it is, and they're talking about you.
I mean, look at the hair on this. I got to cut every 2 weeks at Dolce. I love you guys at Dolce, and I spend a lot of money on my hair. There's no product in it. It's just, I mean, you feel it all the time, but it feels great.
Oh, great. Hair club for men. I can already see I'm getting harassed.
That's right. Well, I thought for sure when you had your back shaved that you were going to do plugs.
I'm not only a member. I'm not only the president, I'm also a member.
That's right. But anyways, thank you both for being here. And we're going to talk about a couple just really cool things, cool topics. And we talked about this a little bit when we first met, and that's referring. And I thought, how can you do that if you're not really a realtor? And I guess you do have to take some classes. So before we get into that, let's talk about the market, the stats. I know we have a lot of people from all over the country listening, a lot of folks obviously in Maricopa listening. Tell us where the market's at, what you're seeing right now, and kind of how it is.
Well, this is Phoenix, Arizona, and that's what I've always tried to instill in people when things were bad. This is and will always be one of the most desirable places on the planet to live, one of the most affordable places on the planet to live. And the market has bounced back in an incredible manner. There are, in the next couple of years, there's going to be over 52,000 new homes being built. I saw a little blurb that the builder market is absolutely picking up. New home builders have increased production, but not to anything approaching the level that can make much of a difference yet. But they will continue to increase. Well, sure. Well, they got to build them.
Exactly.
If you build it, they will come.
Absolutely.
So, and from May to May, prices have increased about 25%. So, I mean, we're on definitely an uptick. And again, it's just supply and demand. Right now, there's not enough supply for the demand. So that obviously, economics 101, prices are going up. So prices are definitely climbing. Again, I wish I was Nostradamus to predict how high they're going to go.
Right.
But people are back in the market.
Right. If the inventory still stays low, the value should still continue to go up because everybody wants to buy those homes.
And there's still good deals, and based on obviously the interest rates, which I'm sure we'll talk about, the prices are incredible.
Right. Here's some real hard numbers here. Active listings, 17,090. This is March number, 17,090 versus last year at about 16,000. It's up 6.6%, but it's still very low. Active listings, including under contract, 21,599 versus 23,000 last year, down 8%. That's part of the inventory there. Pending listings about 10,300 versus 11,006 last year, down 11%. Again, inventory. Monthly sales about 6521 versus 7296 last year, which is down 10.6%, but up 7.9 from last month. So that's the trend upward there. Monthly average sales price per square foot, 111 versus 87, and there you go. The values are skyrocketing. That's 28%. I think you just said that number, so
sure.
Good for you. Monthly median sales price, 160,000 versus 122. That's a tremendous difference right there, and that's median.
Right.
31% increase there, up 3.3 from last month. So, I mean, 3.3 increase per month. That's phenomenal.
That's insane.
Yeah. Normal listings up 19.1%. Lender-owned listings down 15.3%. Short sale listings down 46.4%. So major correction in the market going on here.
Well, you got to also realize, too, that many people who are priced out of the market, who are trying to hold on to their houses, didn't want to short sell them, still were paying their...
Right.
Now that the prices are going up, now they have the opportunity to jump back.
No longer a short sale.
Well, exactly. Right. Now they can make their move and upgrade or downgrade.
Or they can refinance maybe.
Well, absolutely. Absolutely. Right. So everybody's back in the market, and even with the uptick, the prices are still incredible.
Right.
The values are still
They can probably keep increasing for the entire year, and this is just a wonderful place to buy. I mean, I originally came from California 8 years ago, and still at that point I was like, wow, what's wrong with the house? It's that cheap.
Well, and obviously that's one of the reasons why the boom came, and then
those Californians coming in.
Absolutely.
Is that, you're blaming the Californians.
You guys
that's
had
right.
a piece, you had a part to do with
I
it.
thought people were blaming the lenders. I don't know. How can you blame something like this?
Well, they used to always blame the lenders.
The big banks.
They don't anymore.
No. They love the lenders now because you guys are lending again, right?
Right, but it's tough.
It is.
It's tough.
What's tough about it? The credit? People's credit?
Yeah, the credit, and also first-time home buyers, and even somebody has purchased a home in the last couple of years, or even the last 5 years, and they decide they want to purchase another home and go somewhere else. Life is different now. It's not the same. We ask for different documents, everything
More
else.
documents.
Yeah, and it's not the same documents. Now they want to see everything, just like your blood work. And
do you ask for blood work?
most of the time, yes. I mean, clients
Joe
get
gets
a
asked
little...
that question all the time.
What are we talking
He gets
about?
asked that question all the time about his blood work.
Oh my
He
God.
goes on to Match.com, blood work, please.
Well, people selling my blood on eBay is the problem, and it's getting out of hand.
Right
It's getting out of
next to the
control.
side of the vial of hair that he's selling right now.
What?
Hair from a famous DJ.
Right.
Joe C.
Well, what can I say?
And the difference between like 5 years, 6, 7, 8 years ago is totally different from today. Today's market is you have to go in, you have to actually show everything.
Right.
And people are like, why do I have to give this? Well, we don't want to ask for it either.
Right.
But if that's what they request, then that's what they have to get.
How long is the underwriting taken now with all those? Have you guys adjusted to that by adding more staff? But at one point, I know the underwriting was just taking forever just to get something underwritten.
Right. Well, everybody's came up to par because it's the government that actually does this, not
all the regulations. So it's not you writing all the little codes or regulations like we need this, this, and this.
Yeah. No.
This and this.
Yeah. No. It's not any of us. It doesn't matter which mortgage company you go through. It's the same thing. No matter where you go, you have to have the same exact documents.
Right. So what kind of customers are you seeing now? Are you seeing a lot of people coming back into the market that maybe lost their home 4 or 5 years ago? Or is that happening now? Or are you still seeing just fresh, young, out of college?
Everybody's coming back into the market, but there's always that leeway of if you had the short sale, you have to wait so many years, whether you're doing FHA or conventional. If you're doing FHA, it's only 2 years after having a short sale or foreclosure. But it all depends on conventional. If you've had a foreclosure or short sale, you literally have to wait 7 years if you're not putting 20% down.
Right. What's this fresh start thing we talked about last time?
Well, Fresh Start actually is something that right as soon as you come out of bankruptcy, foreclosure, short sale.
So you don't have to wait the 7 years or whatever, the 4 years? Or...
No, you can actually put down 20%.
Don't look at him.
I mean,
don't look at Joe.
Yeah.
Don't look at
You
Joe.
can actually
You're going to
put
give him a
down-
complex.
It's okay. You can look at me.
You're going to make him nervous. You're going to make him nervous.
You actually put down 25%, and you can actually get a mortgage. I mean, and it's in an arm. There's a couple of different things, but then they're going to have to call Cindy or I, and we can go through everything.
Hold that thought. That bell means we had a couple calls come in.
We've got a caller live on the air for you right now. You are live on the air with Tom Diller in the know. Who do we have?
My name is Alex Nelson.
How you doing? Thank you for listening. We appreciate the phone call.
Great. Hey, I just wanted to call in and let everybody know I've worked with Larry for, about a year now, and, he's just a true professional, very knowledgeable at what he does, and bringing me into this process has just been absolutely great. So if anyone's thinking about doing it, I mean, this is a great opportunity.
Well, fantastic. We appreciate that. We've known Larry for a while, and he is a good stand-up guy. So thank you so much for the call, and we appreciate you watching the show. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Alex.
All right, well, that's a great testimonial there. We're going to get into what we're going to talk about in just a second after we get over the programs and the rates here. But, yeah, if you're listening and you want to call in at 480-745-1033, Larry's going to be talking about a referral program, who can qualify for it, what kind of money you can make, what it takes to do it, I guess, that sort of stuff, and all the background information on that. But back to that loan. So I guess I asked you the question, who's your typical customer right now? Who are you seeing coming in? You talked about a lot of people that had a foreclosure or short sale coming back now, and they're getting approved?
Well, they're both. All three. I mean, we're even talking about refinances. I mean, we're doing a lot of refinances as well.
Right
now, we're talking conventional, not like a streamlined FHA.
Oh, really? So somebody has equity and they refi?
Right, because the market's actually coming back up a little. I mean, I shouldn't say it's huge, but for
enough
us,
to do business.
Yeah, enough to get the 20% to where they do not have to put, anything down or get mortgage insurance.
Right.
And also with the Fresh Start program, it's
Brain fart. She
Yeah.
just went totally silent. She looked at me. She kicked
Should I
me.
come over and Should I come over and
No,
wipe you down
so
or
when she
anything? Are you getting
smiles like
hot, or-
that, I could tell, like she,
She's looking a little feverish. I might need to come and lightly wipe her down with.
I think
with
you're gonna have
a
to give her a
soft-
sponge bath. That'll probably make her feel better.
I can do.
Probably make her feel better.
I can do, and a salt rub.
Yeah. Now she's not going to talk for the rest of the show. All she's thinking is sponge bath and salt rub. We've ruined her. She's done for the day.
No, it's
Oh.
and
Oh,
it's
she's
actually
back.
it's not a hard program to actually get qualified for. It's a very easy program.
Right.
You know, as long as you have the 25% to put down, you actually qualify for the debt to income.
Regardless what the FICO is, or what's the minimum FICO?
600.
600 FICO. So if somebody had a short sale, I know there's 1,000 different scenarios here. They had a short sale 2 years ago. What's the average FICO for somebody that had a short sale a couple years ago? Are they going to be above that 600 yet at this point?
Well,
Possibly?
that all depends on the client, because when they had a short sale, if they kept their remaining
Gotcha.
credit cards,
Gotcha.
that's a
Current,
revolving, and they
Right.
keep them under either 30 or
Right.
25%, then of course your credit score is going to go
Sure,
up. But
sure.
if you keep them maxed out
Right.
and that's all that you have, and you do not have the revolving credit, is actually the most important to actually
Right.
keep your credit
Right.
score up.
Right.
Because just like if you had a car payment, that's really not going to do anything.
Right.
Because that's something that you have to pay every single month.
Right. How are the rates looking? Up, down? You can't really quote a rate.
No.
What's the range right now? Between 0 and 3.875?
Well, it all depends on the client, because it all
Right.
depends on what their
Right.
interest rate is. And
Right.
I cannot go and...
Sure. But
And
it's sub
because-
4%.
Because, well, everybody's different. And
Sure.
it depends on which
Sure.
program that they actually get into.
Sure.
So each program has conventional, FHA,
Right.
Fresh Start, and with all the companies, it's all different.
Right. Right.
So
But
it
the
all
rates are very
depends.
good right now.
Yes, they're amazing.
Absolutely outstanding. I used to tell the story that back when I got started, the rates were like 13, 14 and a half and 4 points, but we're talking 4%, 3%, somewhere around there. Somewhere around there, right? Right, Valerie? Come on. You can smile. Okay, wink with your left eye, that means yes. Wink with your right eye, that means no.
No, we're not allowed
She's
to
so
discuss
cute.
that.
Valerie, Farley, you. Cutie little thing. We got a bunch of calls coming in. Let me throw out the phone number one more time. 480-745-1033. Let's talk about your company before we talk about the referral program. So you were in a company, Clients First Mortgage, over in
Clients First Realty.
Realty. Did I say mortgage? See,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
got mortgage on my
You know,
mind. You do too. I can tell how you're looking at
Well,
her.
yeah,
I know
she
your
is.
wife's probably watching. He didn't really look at her that way.
I'll keep my eyes
Yeah,
straight.
look
Forward.
away, look away.
Straight forward. Straight forward.
Don't look
please.
at Valerie. So Clients First Realty.
Clients First Realty
Uh-huh.
Referral Company. We have two companies. We have
Right,
Clients First
right.
Realty and Clients First Realty Referral Company.
Right, right,
Clients First Realty is a full-service real estate company.
right. We do a
and
lot of business with your agents
Absolutely.
over
Our
there. Great people.
Our realtors average 14 years in the business. So
Wow.
Yeah, so obviously we keep our people.
Right. Keep them happy.
Well, sure. I mean, we don't. We you know, our rates are cheap. It's inexpensive to work there.
Sure.
Our realtors keep their own money. We don't charge big fees. It's just they just pay their errors and omission insurance and the
Right.
transaction fee on their own deals. So people stay.
You know what?
Okay,
Good.
But the Clients First Referral Company is an entity of real estate that very few people know about. A referring agent is a real estate professional, but not a realtor.
Okay, explain that, because that's
Okay.
a hard concept for some
Okay,
people to explain.
okay, you're not
So
a-
say that one more time. You're a
You're a real estate agent,
Right.
You're a real estate agent, but you don't. You're not a realtor, which means you don't belong to the association.
Okay.
You don't have MLS.
Okay.
You don't have any of the fees and dues as a realtor. As
that's
many
where most
people-
of the fees are.
Sure, and a lot of people don't know that it's pretty expensive to be a realtor. Okay, but a referring agent has to be licensed.
Okay.
Okay, but their one and only job qualification is to refer. They refer and get paid for the referrals. So as we know in real estate, in any of our businesses, the hardest part of our business is finding the next buyer, seller, or loan. That's the toughest part. If we can have it
Right.
just handed to us,
Right.
when we don't have to market and spend all that money marketing, life's easy. All realtors want to do, all lenders want to do, is go to work and take care of people. But obviously, even when you're working on your current deal, you're still got in your head working, thinking, where's my next deal coming from? Okay, how much money am I spending to get that? So a referring agent is a licensed real estate agent who is a person who's a professional. They can be. I have attorneys doing
professional. Okay, so they're not a full-time realtor, is what you're saying. They're doing something else full-time, and they're referring.
Correct.
Because they're connected to people. Maybe they were a realtor that didn't make it as a realtor full-time.
Well, that's one of the any realtor who, and again, the stats are, and they're unbelievable stats.
Let's talk about the stats. How many realtors are there out there in Arizona?
What is it? 142,000 at its peak, and now we're down to about 38,000.
38,000. So 142 down to 38,000. That's
Right.
And is that 38,000 full-time, part-time, or do we know?
Correct.
These are licensed.
We licensed realtors. So, but the point is, as realtors in the last 2 years, only 1,200 realtors sold 10 or more houses per year.
Wow.
So that's a
wow. We had a couple more phone calls.
We had a Danny from Century 20. That's the second Century 21.
Oh,
this
excellent.
show.
Well, thank you.
Danny from Century 21 called on the negative side. He said, I don't like this referral program, this referral company program thing. It's going to kill the realtors.
Sure.
Tell us why it won't.
Let's talk about that. I'm staying neutral here. I really don't know much about it. That's why Larry's here, but we're here to talk about it. And thank you, Danny, number one, for watching and for listening.
And I just say what people say.
Absolutely. So thank you. We appreciate you watching the show. And certainly we want pros, cons, positives, negatives, whatever. So if you have that, we want you to call in and talk about it. So let's before you answer that question, let's get into the stats real quick here, and we can answer Danny's question. But Danny, thank you so much for calling.
Well, again, 1,200 realtors sell a ton of more houses. So 1,200 realtors are making a decent living. The rest are doing it part-time or hanging in there. Or making
depending where you're at, you could sell two houses
you can sell
a month.
$2 million houses. Life's good.
Sure,
sure. But the stats that are just incredible are less than 1 in 10 realtors are successful in making a living.
So what do they do when they go away? They could utilize the license that they already have.
That's the beauty of it.
Refer, right?
Because again, it's 9 out of 10 realtors fail.
Okay, so we're getting more calls. Let's answer Danny's question. Why would some realtors think this is negative?
Well, I mean, that's an obvious natural reaction, and I am a real estate professional.
Well, not to me. It's not an obvious reaction.
No, but I'm just from a realtor.
Sure.
Okay.
So your realtor hat's on.
As a realtor, I obviously that's the natural reaction.
So you've thought about that, then.
Well, of course, sure. But the facts are, and these are hard, cold stats, is that a successful realtor spends about 50% of his money on expenses, on finding the next buyer and seller.
Sure.
So, and even when we do find a buyer or seller through our advertising or all the money we're spending, we never know who they are, what they are, where they come from. Put them in our car and drive them around all over the place, show them 100 houses, and find out after they don't return your calls that they were working with someone else and bought a house. Okay? Now, a referral, a real referral, not a here's a card, call a guy, but a real referral is a done deal. You just
right. But why would a realtor like Dan who called in think that that's a bad thing?
Because in his mind, just from looking at it from without getting totally educated on it, in his eyes, I'm giving away half my money. You're taking half.
Wait, why would he be mad if you're giving away half your money? Oh, you mean he's giving away half his money?
Right. If he was getting from a referring agent, he feels he's giving away half the money when in essence.
Wait, so if he's just a regular full-time realtor, he got a listing or whatever, and he's selling a property, he's not giving anything away, is he?
No. Right. If it came through a referring agent.
Right, but if he dislikes referring agents, he just doesn't have to deal with them.
First of all, if he listed a house and the buyer came through a referring agent lead, it's irrelevant to him because
it's the other realtor that's
correct.
Paying part of his. So, but why? Let's take this one step further. Why would somebody be upset why would it hurt the real estate world? Is there any reason?
It's not. But again, in a realtor's eyes, and we've analyzed this over and over. Through our agents from our clients' First Realty Company, they feel they're giving away half their money, and at first look, it's easy to think that way.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
When in essence, what are you doing? You're getting a deal, a done deal, because again, a real referral is a done deal.
Sure, you're talking there's no marketing expenses loaded into that. There's that kind of stuff.
And again, the person is solid.
Well, we'll talk deeper into that. Dan, I don't know if we answered your question or not. I'm still learning this program, so I don't know if your question was answered. I'm trying to put I'm not a realtor myself, so I'm trying to figure out why the pros and cons, and I see the good because I see people making money, or maybe I see somebody that's retired and has a referral here and there, or didn't make as a realtor yet still has their connections, their networking stream of folks coming in.
Absolutely.
Got a couple more phone calls.
I always hate it when I pick up the negative calls because there's so many calls that come in 33 lines. It's just a lottery of.
Well, you know what? Good, bad, or ugly.
Right,
sure.
and that's I'm just here to say what people say.
Right.
And Zena E from Lion Realty, I believe she said, I'm also against losing half my commissions. I think it's nuts. It's the dissolution of professional realtors.
Oh,
I that's a great. Well, thank you so much for listening.
That's fine because that is the natural reaction.
Makes me feel bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's we love these calls and thank you.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get plenty of positive ones. I'm
sure. So again, the disillusion. So let's talk about the professionalism.
Okay.
Are these people? They're not writing contracts. They're not actually selling
They're
homes.
not doing.
So it's
anything.
just they're calling one of your agents, or can they call any agent?
They're called. First of all, they call any agent. Okay.
Gotcha.
As a referring agent, you can refer here in state. You can refer out of state. You can refer out of the country.
Oh, okay. Now let me put my shoes into Dan's shoes. I get a call from a referring agent, and he's got a deal. And I'm like, oh, it's a referring agent. He's got he doesn't know what he's doing, but he's giving me a referral, and I got to pay the guy half. Is that what he's thinking? Maybe.
Well, that's kind of he's thinking that he's giving away half his money, but again, he doesn't have to participate in the program. It's not. In fact, all it's doing, it's creating new business. It's creating referrals from entities that we would have never seen before.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So on his side, it's really not going to affect him one iota.
Sure.
Okay.
Let's throw this out. If you're listening and you're a realtor, obviously we have a tremendous amount of realtors listening. We love you all, and again, we want the pros and the cons. If you have something positive to say, please call in at 480-745-1033 and talk about how this might be a good thing for the economy, or some folks that are retired or again didn't make it as a realtor. And I'm not trying to pitch the program itself. I'm just trying to jog everybody's brains here to think about the different views of looking at it, because when I see your stats of 1 or 10 and what are the numbers that don't make it here?
More than 9 out of 10 realtors.
9 out of 10. See, that's a huge number. They've spent the money to do all this, and they're getting leads. Kind of cool if somebody called me up and said I got a lead for you.
Sure.
But that's just me. I don't know.
Well, and that's what happens. Someone who's a referring agent who has moved on, and a lot of realtors move on, still keeps their license, and a lot of realtors, even ones that go inactive, still get their hours, keep their hours current, just in case they want to get back into business.
Right.
Now, as a referring agent, if you're making some money, you can just jump back into real estate at any time. Just activate your license.
If they get the bug again, they jump back in.
Jump back in the game. Okay?
Right.
Jump back in the game.
Now, you're not just talking about realtors become referring agents. You can talk about the regular. I was going to say Joe Schmo, but
Well, we can let
Joe Carrero, the regular Joe Carrero out there.
We're on a roll here.
We're on a roll.
We've got Jerry from Malibu that called in and said it's going to be a bunch of bumbling minimum wage non-professionals making money for nothing. It's the new Kirby salesman of real estate.
Yeah, could be. I don't know. Let's. That's again.
Sorry,
thank
Larry.
You
can punch me in the eye if you want.
No, again, it's okay.
Just don't do it hard, Kay.
The most successful salesman knows how to put the shoe on the other foot. And from the outside world, not understanding totally what it's about, I understand completely where they're coming from. So
you don't have a website that you have some information on this. Why don't you throw out your contact information? And again, we appreciate all viewpoints. In fact, we love you calling in. In fact, Malibu, thank you. I used to live in Thousand Oaks, so we love it over there. So I love it over there. So anyways, thank you so much for calling in with the questions. What's your website so people can take a look?
My website is www.referringagent.com. And they can contact me directly on my cell phone, 602-989-4200.
Right.
And again, I'll be glad to talk to them about any questions they have.
Now, I'm going to make a real quick comment about the minimum wage thing, because most people that get into becoming a realtor, they want to become a realtor and be professional, but they change their mind. So I think these people are a class that wanted to become a realtor, changed their mind, and then decided just to refer some deals over. Absolutely. Now, obviously, in every profession, there are the bad folks in there that shouldn't be doing what they're doing.
In any profession.
And I'm sure some of that 9 out of 10 probably shouldn't have even tried to take the test to begin with.
And it's funny.
So
it's funny
I'm going to play his side by saying that there's probably some that failed for a reason.
Well, and I can tell you from where we met at the school, that I go and talk to realtors about both companies.
Right.
And it's funny that I talk to people there, and some of them have absolutely no intention of even getting the real estate license.
They do it for their personal, their family, or investing.
Well, exactly. They have no intentions of getting it, or they're a retired person looking for something new to do, and they never really attack it big time. So that guy, he sees me and he says, well, yeah, I really never wanted to fire this up big time to begin with. This is perfect because I had my own deal. I had a handful of people. And another thing I wanted to say about referring agent, besides with new home builds, as a referring agent, since they're not a member of MLS, they're not listed, a referring agent can actually sell new homes just as a realtor.
Let's hold that thought. Let's get into that. It's just about time for break. You have one more call here.
We broke the chain.
Broke the chain.
Penny J, Realty Execs out of Phoenix, says, I love it. Come on. They're free listings you would never get anyway. It's free money for the professional realtor. The others that don't obviously like their job should go look for something else to do.
Penny, thank you for listening. Again, we appreciate both sides. Penny, your comment was just as good as Dan's and the gentleman from Malibu. So again, we want all sides. We really want to just kind of try to punch a hole in this. And I got to be honest, and I'm going to stop right there. We're going to go to break, and I'll tell you what I'm going to be honest about in just a second, because I'm always honest. But,
wow, that's going to be a change.
That's going to be a change.
I couldn't resist.
We always have good people here, so I hope you're okay with taking some of the pros and cons, because I'm a big advocate of that. But thank you so much for listening to In the Know with Tom Diller on KQCK Live in Santan Valley and Jaco Beach, Costa Rica. We'll be back in about 90 seconds.
Our family pets are such a big part of our lives. That's why Kelly's Critter Clips of Queen Creek and Sun Lakes has been providing pet grooming services for over 10 years. Your dog's comfort is very important to us, so we take the time to treat your pet with care, love, and professional attention it deserves. We welcome any size and breed and feature shampoo and conditioning, styling, flea and tick dips, ear cleaning, nail trimming, and so many other services that will leave your pet looking good and smelling good and feeling great, all at an affordable price. Located in Queen Creek and Sun Lakes, call now for an appointment, 480-655-5066. Kelly's Critter Clips. Are you having plumbing or septic problems? No worries. Call Cartwright's Queen Creek Plumbing and Septic Service. Been in the Valley since 1996. Family owned and operated. Proudly serving East Valley and surrounding areas. With a full range of services from drain cleaning, septic tank pumping, general maintenance and repairs, inspections for the sale of your home. They provide excellent and courteous service for all your plumbing and septic needs. We're not satisfied till you are satisfied. Licensed, bonded, and insured. Call today. Cartwright's Queen Creek Plumbing and Septic Service. Contact Denise at 480-987-8051. That's 480-987-8051. Are you ready to start taking control of your future and maximize your earning potential? Central Arizona College has smaller class sizes and personalized attention to help you compete in today's tough job market. CAC now serves Santan Valley and Queen Creek. The CAC Santan Center is located in the shops at Copper Basin on Hunt Highway, behind Barrow's Pizza. Stop in and see how taking classes at CAC costs a fraction of a state university, and your credits can transfer. So, if you want to earn real money, you need to learn real skills at Central Arizona College. Enroll in classes today by calling 480-677-7825 or visit www.centralaz.edu or call 480-677-7825 or visit www.centralaz.edu. Central Arizona College, your way.
Welcome back to KQCK Live in beautiful Santan Valley and Jaco Beach, Costa Rica. This is Tom Diller with In the Know with Tom Diller and special guest Larry Goldstein from Clients First Realty Referral Company and Valerie Farley-Yu. Do I still have to say the U part of it? I can just say Valerie or Val.
You can.
V.
You can just call me whatever you want.
Sweetheart.
Yeah.
And Joe Senior. Senior, how you doing over there?
I'm doing very well.
Excellent. It's always a pleasure seeing you. Always a pleasure seeing you.
You are just a doll, baby.
I learned.
And it's always a pleasure seeing you.
Thank thank
Miss
you,
you.
Joe.
But thank you, everybody, for listening. We appreciate all the calls we're getting. If you want to call in to ask Larry or Valerie a question, it's 480-745-1033. Big shout-out to Angela and Cindy for listening tonight, and big shout-out to Sarah again, and to Don and Chandler for listening. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining us on the show. And hopefully you're watching us, and if you're on your computer, there's a chat feature. You can actually chat a question in if you want to call in. And we have 2 more calls coming in right now, and the lines are beeping off the hook there. So thank you. Very controversial subject here. You know, honestly, I didn't think it was going to be controversial. And when we ended the break, I talked about I was going to say something, and what I said was, when you first approached me with this, I actually called an attorney. I told you that.
Right.
Yeah, and attorneys are part of who you're after. So
absolutely,
we'll talk about who you're after and why. But I talked to one of my attorney buddies that's a real estate attorney. I said, can you do this? Is it legal? Punch holes in it. And he took about a week. He came back. He said, I want to do it.
Right.
That's exact. Those were his words. In fact, I know you're talking. We won't say his name, but you're talking to him. He said, I want to do it. Before I go any further, whenever I see a shout out that says sexy or whatever, I lose my train of thought. It's just in Scottsdale, baby Lisa, 31st birthday. So happy birthday, Lisa, baby Lisa. And my voice is sexy. I'm a sexy man. Thank you so much. You are absolutely beautiful. I don't know who you are, but you're from Scottsdale. Your name's Lisa. I'm sure you're smoking hot. So thank you so much. And sing me happy birthday. I would love to, but I can't sing. I can't dance. I can do other things. So, and we'll leave it at that. But Larry, so I did not think it was going to be controversial. I'm very surprised at some of these phone calls, but I kind of get it.
Sure, no,
I kind of see how people think you're taking away 50%. I just got a text from somebody that said you're not taking away 50%. You're giving them 50%.
We're inventing business for them.
Yeah. So again, let's just roll along, knowing that this is controversial. We've got to respect everybody's viewpoint. You're never going to get everybody turned over onto this or whatever, and it's not going to be one of those things that I think will never not be controversial.
Sure.
But back to the attorney, he took a week to blow holes in it. He couldn't find any holes in it. He wanted to be a part of it. So there you go. So back to the attorneys. So you smiled when the attorney said yes, you want to be a part of it. So why are you going after your attorneys to do this?
Well, here's the thing with attorneys, okay? Attorneys create real estate business. Always have, whether the bankruptcy...
What do you mean? Bankruptcy, divorce?
Bankruptcy attorneys,
Gotcha,
divorce attorneys, they're creating that business.
Right.
And as them, the person who creates the business is entitled to get some money from the business.
Right.
So those are deals that they simply give away, right? They just find a realtor and give it away.
They used to give it away, right?
Right. Now they're entitled to make that money. So if they become a referring agent, they refer out that business that they created, that they're giving to somebody, they're entitled to a piece of the commission. Okay,
so for all the folks out there that are listening that are curious now, the non-realtors that are curious, what does it take to become a referring agent?
Okay, you have to become licensed.
What does that mean?
Okay, I send you to school. Okay, I can.
You send them to school with a little lunch pail.
I send them to school. We can
walk off with their apple.
We can send them to AARE where we met.
Sure.
Okay,
sure.
which is an actual school, or we
brick and mortar, or internet,
or have an internet school that they can do online at our office. Okay.
Right.
Now, do you want to know the cost or what?
Absolutely. Tell them the whole shebang.
If you wanted to go to our online school, okay, and we've made a point of I don't care to make any money until you make money.
Sure.
So it's all it costs. It's a couple $100 for the school if you want to do it online.
$200.
Okay. And then you have to get your fingerprints like everyone has to.
Right.
You have to.
And if you're a felon, I mean, seriously, you don't even have to pay for that because you've already got them done, right?
That's right. Yeah. So you've got your set right there.
I'm good. Oh my God.
Well, and a lot of it's funny
Just
you say
kidding.
because attorneys say, well, I already have fingerprints. Well, as you would know, it's a government entity.
Right.
You need new fingerprints
for each. Right.
So you need your fingerprints, which is like $70-$80. You have to pass the test. If you pass it the first time, it's $125. And then you have to pay the state to be licensed, which is about another $125. And right now, it's $199 a year to hang your license.
For those that aren't from Jersey, $125 means $125.
Oh, I'm sorry, $125 from New York. Thank you very much.
New York, Jersey, whatever. Come on, $125, yo.
They'll show up with $2. Keep the shame.
So roughly out of pocket, if you pass the test the first time, it's $500-$600. And again, to hang your license is $199 a year to hang, which means what you pay for your yearly fee.
Right.
But because of this wonderful show, anyone who calls off the show and wants to become a referring agent for the first year, we'll charge them nothing. So all they
They've
got
to say, in the know of Tom Diller, we love Tom Diller and his blue shirts.
Right, Tom and his blue shirts. And I have to just say a shout-out to Cynthia, and I believe she said she was with You Sell Homes. You know, I don't understand how people can see me. They know who I am. I answer the phones. I'm a DJ. I have nothing to do with this. But Cynthia felt a need to call me about 20 names. Obviously, she doesn't like me too much. I think she really doesn't like you, but she's just a real negative person. Says, well, I always discount my commissions anyway. Now I can count on my 1%, if that. It's time for me to apply at McDonald's. So what I say to Cynthia is, you know what? When we go through McDonald's, Cynthia, I want easy ice because I'm sure we'll see you there. Easy ice in my Diet Coke, please.
Let me take another viewpoint again. We're not trying to take any money out of.
No, absolutely not. But you know what? It's nice to be nice. I mean, you call in if you have an opinion. I'm happy to talk. You don't yell at me.
We want all opinions. And again, it's a controversial subject here. Or again, wasn't sure it's going to be a controversial subject, but it's turning out to be.
I'd like to talk about that.
Well, sure. But again, let's talk about it in a manner that you're explaining to her. Again, people may never like this, and you know what? There's so many properties out there and so many realtors out there. Even if you become very successful out there, you're going to only touch this many of the realtors that are out there in the world.
Absolutely. And the successful
ones.
So
again, good, bad, ugly. I haven't made my mind up yet or whatever, but I want to hear about it.
So I have. You know what? I'm doing it now. Now I'm doing it. I'm becoming a referrer now. Cynthia, I'm going to refer a lot of people to.
But going back to what Cindy said, I discount my money to create business. So she feels as a realtor, she has to discount her money to obtain business. Now, me as a realtor, I've never discounted unless it's an old client that I've done a ton of business for. Sure. So to obtain,
we don't know her reasons.
No. But what I'm saying, but it's to obtain
based on what Joe said.
Based on well, and I trust Joe. Right. Joe.
Well,
he may have truncated it. She may have said 1,000 other things.
Right.
Maybe.
but that's the point. What you're getting on a referral is a deal. You're creating business.
Right.
And you're creating business where you don't have to hunt.
Right.
You don't have to spend a lot of money. You don't have to sweat where the next deal.
Well, it's never going to be all your business, so you have to get out there and work.
You got to go work, sure. Yeah. But when you get the attorneys, the accountants, the CPAs, these people that create business, you can have your own team of referring agents and have nonstop, real, bona fide, qualified leads.
And you're not asking existing realtors to join your program per se. Existing realtors who make 3%, 6%, or discounted fees. No. More power to you. Do your own thing.
Sure.
This is just another option. So if you are comfortable doing that, do that. If you can make 6% or 7%, make that. If you make 4%, make that. It's just another option. And again, when people talk about different options, you may never run into her ever, right, in the marketplace.
And even if I run into her, my referring...
She can just tell you to forget it. I want to keep my own fees.
But what she's doing is, if she has a listing and one of my agents who has a buyer through a referring
doesn't cut
agent,
into her fees.
It's selling her house.
Doesn't cut into her fees.
Not one iota.
Only your fees.
Mine.
So Cynthia, I want to thank you for calling and thank you for listening. Again, if you heard that last part, it doesn't touch your fees whatsoever. It's just helping him find people to find the referrals to get to your home, your listing, to other listings.
Correct.
And all programs aren't for everyone.
No, I mean, they're not.
Some people have their own way of doing things, and if this doesn't fit within their ways, then
that is correct.
That's all right.
But like Tom said, this is an addition to what you're doing. My realtors that handle my referring agent leads, they still do their own business.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
They still have their leads where they do make the full commission. But when they get a referring agent lead, it's not a lead, it's a real referral. And I'm not talking a card or call that guy. It's a real referral.
Even if it wasn't a real referral, it makes the phones ring, right?
Well, absolutely.
So there you go.
Absolutely.
Let me throw out the phone number here in the studio. Call in. Good, bad, ugly, indifferent. 480-745-1033. And I don't want to ignore you. I know during the break you had your sponge bath from Joe. And I heard Joe mention seaweed wrap, which he's never done for me, which kind of upsets me a little bit that I never got my seaweed wrap. But you're looking better. You're glowing. You have like no pores in your face. So it's got to have been the salt rub that he did. Yeah. I don't know. And you're coughing. Are you okay?
Yeah, I have a little bit of I don't know if it's allergies or what it is, but I've been trying not to cough. I've got my little...
You got your little baggie there.
We'll make sure we do a Dead Sea salt inhalation nebulizing therapy after the show to help
we
you
ought to
out.
go into your steam room afterwards.
We will. We'll go in a sauna and steam room.
Yeah.
Showers works fine. We'll do the shower. It's fine.
talking about the realtors and how they gain business, kind of a good segue just to kind of bounce over to you now. You have a lot of programs where you can help realtors market.
Right.
You want to talk about that a little bit?
Well, there's all kinds of different programs. It all depends on who you get set up with as a realtor. I mean, if you get set up and you're actually with the person all the time, you call them up, you're like, okay, check this out. Or if you get all these listings, then you're going to want your lenders, everybody else to go with you to open houses. You're going to want them to do everything. So
you actually will go to open
you.
houses with realtors?
Course.
Sure.
Because
what about marketing tools? I know you guys have a lot of marketing tools, websites, and some other things.
Yes, we have the websites. We also have even the sign writers, everything that goes through.
So the sign writers are those call capture things?
Right. And they can just go in, they punch it in, or they can, if they have
QR
the
code
smartphone.
thingy?
Yeah.
That's what you're talking about? Mm-hmm. I could tell. Your little southern drawl, smartphone thing.
The thing.
I know exactly what you meant. Exactly. But anyway, so is that all free stuff that you guys do?
Yeah,
for
it's
the
all
realtors?
free. Everything is completely free. But you always want to make sure that you have something with you the whole entire time, because if you don't have the referring partners, then it's still not going to matter what you do, because you can go out and work and work and work, whether you're in the lending business or in the real estate business. Even if you get busy, you still have to market.
Right.
It doesn't matter.
What do you think about this program?
I actually like it. I mean,
are you a
for
realtor
me,
too? Do you know realtors? You know realtors. You work
Yeah.
with a lot of realtors.
Do
you know realtors?
I work with a lot of realtors, but I'm just like, I really like that program.
Okay.
I think my daddy should actually go and do
Daddy,
that program.
yeah, I love the southern thing. My daddy,
My
mommy.
My daddy.
Are we making fun of? We're not making fun of her, are we?
Not at all. I think it's hot. Was that out loud?
Kind of hot.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Johnny P. from Westlake Village, Real Stomping Grounds.
Yeah,
we get a lot of
Johnny,
calls
love
from
Westlake Village. Yeah.
He wants to know, what do we have to do to get to be a referrer? I'm a full-time student, very interested. Website, phone number, how do I get started?
Awesome. Why don't you throw out your contact information on how you want them to contact you for this? But Johnny, thank you for listening. Love Westlake Village. Love Miss Malibu, Miss Thousand Oaks, miss the whole area, Burbank. Love it over there. So go ahead.
Johnny, you can call me directly. My cell phone number is 602-989-4200. My website is www.referringagent.com, and I'll gladly talk to you about it. It's very simple to do, really.
You mentioned that they have to do the school, whether it's online or at a brick and mortar. How long does that take, roughly?
Well, you can do it in as little as 9 days. If you do, you can do legally.
It's based on hours, right?
Yeah, you can. There's 18 classes, a total of 90 hours.
90 hours.
And you can do 2 classes a day for 9 days straight if you want to.
Uh-huh.
But obviously, people, as you like with AARE, they have sporadic classes all over the place.
Sure,
so they can constantly do their classes, or they can do 2 classes online for 9 days.
Right. So if they go the brick and mortar route, is that more expensive or cheaper than doing online?
It's a little more expensive, but they go through us, and we can get them a discounted rate.
So AARE, for the gentleman who just called in from Westlake Village, that's the Arizona School of Real Estate or whatever. But in California, same difference?
Well, if they're in California, for my company, they have to be licensed here in Arizona.
Do they have to live in Arizona?
No. In fact, you can. If you any Canadians out there that are down here, they can come, and as long as they're down here.
So there's Canadians that have friends that might want to move here. They get the referral thing, and they call you up and say, "Hey, my friend from Nantucket. No, is Nantucket in Canada? My friend from
Let's not go there.
Yeah, what's yeah, that's right. I don't know, but that's okay. So cool. That is a cool thing right there that you just said. 'Cause we have a lot of Canadian viewers or listeners here. Hold that thought right there.
Donnie from Tucson says, is there a certain number of referrers that you're looking for, and where do we hang our picks, and with who?
Gotcha. So thank you again for calling in. We like our Tucson listeners there.
Sure.
So
I did truncate that a bit.
He did truncate it. I think what he's talking about is you can refer
You put your
one
picture
deal.
on the wall somewhere to be able to work.
No. Your license.
They're
correct.
Hang
That's
your
what he-
license, not picture. Yeah, your license.
Well, he said picture, but that's what he meant, I think.
Well, you
Yeah,
can probably
his
hang it
license.
anywhere that will do this,
Well,
but
no,
in
yeah.
his program, it's at clients.
You're hanging it with Clients First Realty
Right.
Referral Company. And again, if you refer to a realtor under our corporate umbrella, which is Clients First Realty, you can earn up to 50% of the commission minus your normal transaction fees.
What's a normal transaction fee?
It's an 80-20 contract. Okay, so they get, in essence, 80% of the 50%. Now, if you're in Tucson or
Like
somewhere,
80% of the 50%, 100% of the time.
exactly.
That's only in Nantucket.
Yeah, Nantucket.
But say he's in Tucson and he has friends.
That's only 40% of the time, 28% of the time, 50% of the time, 100%.
There you have
in
it.
Tucson.
Bingo. But
all these numbers are thrown out
Wow.
here. So
But-
you gain. So again, a transaction fee when you said 20%.
Okay, it's on a 50-50 split. Okay.
Okay, but what's a
So now-
transaction? Is it
Well, the
is it
transaction
based
fee is-
on?
That's how our company makes our money.
Okay.
If we're
So
gonna-
it's not something that all realty firms or they do. It's
no
a fee for.
no, absolutely no. You want to become a referring agent through our company, and then if you have friends or you're in Tucson or you have friends in other real estate companies,
Right.
you can refer to them. You can refer anywhere in the country.
Sure,
Okay.
sure.
But the only thing is, I can guarantee what the commission is going to be through our corporate
So that's
umbrella.
a cut through your. Gotcha.
Right,
Gotcha.
But if they goes through someone else in another
so
company,
are you actually saying, like, say for example, if they're going to make $1,000,
right?
Mm-hmm.
then it's 50-50 split. So then
Say-
that's $500, but then they get
80% of that.
of the $500.
Correct.
Oh,
Because some people might not
Gotcha.
understand
Well,
that.
Thank you.
Thank you for clarifying
You-
that. I
thank
appreciate
you.
that.
You're welcome.
It was his
So-
New York accent. I wasn't
yo.
comprehending.
Yeah,
I wasn't getting it there.
So on a $1,000 deal, you end up making what?
it's-
$400.
Well, let's do it. This is
But
what
$1,000 is selling a
Just-
mobile home
just-
for
yeah,
20,000.
I know.
Right.
I understand. That was just a number.
This is what I got on my website. And again, it varies because, as you know, commissions aren't always set at 3%.
Well, I did it at a
Right,
simple
right.
math
Right,
for
right,
people
right,
to understand
right.
that's not,
Well,
that
I'm just saying,
might not
it-
have ever been in
but-
this business and they don't understand any
Right.
of it. So the
Say-
smallest amount
I'm going to
is...
tell them, say a house is $200,000 and it's on a standard 6% commission, which is 3% each side. Okay,
Right.
That's 3% commission, which goes to the referring realtor. 3% of 200,000 is $6,000. Correct. Half of that is 3, so it's 3,000 for the referring agent, 3,000 for the realtor. The referring agent gets 80% of that, which would be $2,400
For a phone call.
for
For
phone.
$200,000.
Right now, again, that's if it's
okay,
on a
so,
3% commission
yeah,
without
yeah.
any other.
Sounds like a
cost.
no-brainer to me.
And,
Well, again,
yeah.
I'm sure. Well, we're hearing downsides, so there is
Sure.
downsides. So, but the no-brainer part, yeah, you make money for taking
For
some classes for 90 hours, paying some fees.
and the beauty of that is once you do that little effort, because that's the only thing that holds anyone back is, you got to get licensed, got to be legal.
Right. And, I have a really quick question, though, also referring back to my daddy. Now, if he was licensed,
Uh-huh.
like, say, 10 years ago,
Okay.
and then he let his license
If
lapse.
he let it lapse, he has to.
Right.
He has to do it all over again.
Right. But he goes back and he does it again. I
Correct.
mean, then
Sure.
he's fine. But these are for people also that have their license lapse
Absolutely.
from, after
Absolutely.
the market.
If your license has been inactive for less than a year and you haven't kept your hours current, all we got to do is send you to school, get your hours current, and you're ready to rock.
We have about 8 more minutes here. If you have any more questions for Larry or Valerie or Joe or myself, or if you want me to do a shout-out, number is 480-745-1033. Should we sing happy birthday to baby
We
Lisa?
can.
You should in your sexy voice. That's what she wanted. You know how you do the happy birthday, Mr. President, that
How to
one.
do it.
Oh, yeah, no,
Do I
that
have
would
a
be
sexy
funny.
voice?
We got to hear it. We got to hear it. I have to hear that
Birthday,
one.
Mr. President. Baby Lisa. No, that's awful. I'm sure a lot of people just turn their things off, so apologize for that.
So,
anyways, this has been a great topic. Again, we never just want the cream puff stuff. We want stuff that's real, what's happening. You're not the only company that does this. There's other companies that do this, but they don't really promote it that big.
They don't promote it like.
And they don't really pay where you're paying. Is that
Correct.
true?
That's correct.
But this has been around for a while. It's just a movement that's out there because obviously you're taking there's a lot of realtors that exited the market.
Right.
What are they doing? You're trying to find them plus the attorneys and other things
Right.
to utilize their skills that they went to school for.
Correct.
And earn a little bit of money.
Correct.
Nothing
Correct.
more than that.
Nothing more than that. It's an entity of real estate that's always been around.
Right.
And companies that do have referring agent do it generally for the realtor because, as we know,
Right.
about 8 to 15% of realtors drop out every single
Sure,
year.
sure.
So they put them in a referring agent business and hope that they get their stuff together and become an active agent
Gotcha,
again.
gotcha.
We've taken it to the next level. Besides going after those agents who are inactive, we're going after people who refer real estate all day long
Right,
and
right.
can refer a lot more if they were making money.
Right.
Because as we know, even though people are nice, you love them to death, they love to refer you, they forget about you sometimes.
And I got to tell you, I know there's a lot of attorneys out there that also have the real estate license. They just don't talk about it.
Absolutely.
Now, referring agent, the fees that they earn, does that show up on the HUD?
No. nowhere,
for those of you that don't know what a HUD is, that's the
that was a good
transaction.
idea.
Yeah.
Wasn't that a great
Yeah,
question?
That was
is.
awesome.
I
Yeah,
got that because it was on his list. So that's why.
Oh, you're good.
Wow,
You're
look at
good.
that.
Okay.
I knew somebody was going to ask about that, and that's
That's a
actually
good
what the
question.
attorney asked me
Well,
about.
here's the thing. As a referring agent, you're not on the contract, you're not on the settlement sheet, you're not on the HUD. It's a business arrangement. So it's a broker to broker
Between
arrangement.
the-
Broker to broker.
Right,
It's a broker to broker
right.
business arrangement that really you don't even have to disclose if you don't want, because it's a business arrangement for broker to broker.
Right, but you're 1099ing the referring agent person?
Correct,
Okay,
correct,
okay, so it's all legit.
It's all
Somebody's-
legit,
They gotta
it's
pay
all-
taxes on it. It's
oh,
not free money. It's not, here you go.
Yeah,
It's in your bank
all-
account at midnight tonight.
No, it's an absolute.
Costa Rica.
Can you, in my offshore account,
That's
can you
right.
literally have 400 people hang their licenses at your place?
I-
Is there any number that you have to stop
How
at
big
some
is the
point?
wall space?
Right. I mean, you might have to get a bigger building just to hang the stuff, right?
Well, they're actually not there. So
He's messing with you.
Give me
He's
4,000.
messing with you.
No, I'm being
4,000.
serious. I mean, is
Okay.
there a cap? Because that's what that person wanted to know. Is there a cap
no, it's
of...
not. It's not like a picture hanging on the wall. It's not your license. It's,
I know,
It's a
I-
metaphorical.
Right, that you work there and that you're represented by that company, right?
You
But
file
is
it
there a
with the
number? Is there?
government,
Can
yeah.
you
Yeah,
have
and normally they have it in their
45, or can you have?
computer.
So there's you could have millions of them.
Yeah.
I'll take millions.
Anybody listening, you have friends and family members that want to do this because you have a good network of clients. You go to the chamber meetings. In fact, we'll talk about that in a second.
Right.
It's
You're
about
out there, you see people, and people say, hey, refer me over to a good realtor. Boom, there you go. That's a referral.
That's absolutely
Instead of
it.
just passing it over, you can make a couple bucks off it. A couple bucks is actually a lot of money.
And
actually, in
turnkey,
today's
it's
market.
about from what you said in fees, about $600-700
well,
bucks,
as
and
early
you're
as
done.
9 days, it sounds like.
mean, that's amazing.
Yeah, yeah. You know, we
Well,
only
not
have
only that, he's giving them a year free.
right.
I mean, think about that. A year free.
right.
And then you turn around and you give them one lead, which is the $200,000, and you make $2,400 in
you
your
make all your
pocket right
school
then
money
and there.
back plus. Yeah.
Plus some.
And do you have a happy realtor?
Right, and you give 3 of those out per year. I mean, look at that
Right.
money.
I just figured it out. Larry's looking for a lot of new best friends.
Absolutely.
Oh, Larry.
Hey, you know what?
I think it's a great.
the
I
peop-
think it's a great.
I do too. I think it sounds fantastic.
You know, the people who become referring agents say, I mean, the response I get, and the only negative I get from non-realtors, and again, the realtors who gave the negative, I understand their point of view and the whys, is they got to go through that little effort to get legal. Sorry, you got to be. If you didn't have to get legal, I can knock on every door going up and down the street. Think everyone wouldn't sign the papers?
I think everyone
Okay, it
would.
would be
Yeah.
a piece
And you
of
already
cake.
have some attorneys that have signed up, right?
Absolutely.
So you have attorneys doing this. So this is
Absolutely.
not theory. This is happening.
No, this
right
is-
now.
this-
And it's been
this-
happening for a long time. Just to say, it's been happening for a while.
Correct.
Gotcha. We only have a couple more minutes here. You know, did I ever ask you to throw out your contact information? We have 3 minutes. Why don't you tell us a little bit more about yourself? Don't hit that. Don't ever
Oh,
do
no,
that
no.
again. Joe's going to
It's-
throw you out.
Never
of this.
again.
Sorry,
Just
boys.
kidding.
Sorry.
Her
Sorry.
hands
No,
are
no,
very
I'm
soft
okay.
from that salt rub, by
Right.
the way.
So it's okay. You can hit it again.
Senior, feel her hands. Or feel her hands. And her legs are even softer.
That's on camera.
Feel her legs.
That's on camera,
You
Dad.
think they're soft? I didn't even put any lotion on today. They're very white, though.
All right, we have 2 minutes here. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much.
What's your contact information again, Valerie? Farley, you?
Well, we actually just switched offices.
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to have to get my...
Oh, no worries.
Or-
Oh, that's a radio foul.
It is a big foul,
know.
party foul.
I
Contact
know.
us through Facebook or myself or through Joe, and I'll be more than happy to refer you over to Valerie.
And Cindy.
And Cindy Newman, who we just love to death. She's
And
on
you're
the
even
show
going
a
to
few
drop
months
the
ago.
50% fee for
I-
referring her.
I do it because I see her smile, and I just, and
That's
I get to
worth
hang
it right
around these
there.
gals. Absolutely.
Yeah, and Cindy Newman actually is from Costa Rica, and that's where he's going.
Bueno.
Bueno.
I love
Bueno.
it.
So,
on vacation. Don't
Valerie
get scared, guys.
Farley from People's still? People's?
Yes, People's
okay.
Mortgage.
Okay, awesome.
Cindy Newman
Cindy
from
Newman.
People's
Yep.
Mortgage.
Thank you so much. You want to give out your cell phone number, or you're going to get some weird calls?
No.
Okay, no, meaning you don't get weird calls, or you'd love to get weird calls.
I'm going to quit
You never
stalking you
know.
then. I'm
She's
sorry.
just- I don't know. You never know. But thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Larry.
Yeah, if you're interested, and again, you can call me directly at 602-989-4200. Also on April 3rd at 5:30 at the Country Inn and Suites on 20221 North 29th Avenue, we're having an event.
That's like 101 and 17
That's
right in
right
there
on the
somewhere.
one on the north access road on the 101 and the 17. We're having an event with the North Phoenix Chamber of Commerce.
Oh, excellent.
And they could come by and have some
So,
food.
realtors, if you're mad, you know where Larry's going to be.
Now, can we come
show up.
also?
There's a special on Kevlar vest that we're having here.
Show up,
Thank you,
get in
CK.
his face, and tell him why you don't like this. You seriously, you want to hear from him, right?
I
For
let
those of
you know
you that want this, or those of you that aren't realtors currently or attorneys and you want to learn more, show up and just meet him, shake his hand, and he's trying to generate some business here.
Sure. Just talk to me. Pros and cons I'm good with.
Absolutely. You from Malibu, you can't come out here. You want us to come out there, just let us know where you live.
Me and Tom love to go to Malibu. Absolutely. We'll take a trip anytime.
Valerie's driving, and it's all
we'll take
good.
The party bus, whatever
it's
works.
All good. But I want to thank everybody for listening to the show. Next week we have Marisa Mafus from, actually she works with Equity Title, doing our social media. She was here last week. We were talking and talking and talking. We got maybe through half the program, so we have her coming back. So Marisa, if you're listening, we're happy that you're coming back, and we thank you for driving all the way out here. Again, she came out with her parents, which was kind of cool. So she's just fantastic. So social media and business. So she's going to talk about how you can use it to grow your customers and that sort of stuff. But again, you've been listening to In the Know with Tom Diller. I'm here in part because of Equity Title Agency. Wonderful company. Lane Gidney, big shout out to you. Bob and Doug, shout out to all the senior managers over there, Margaret and everybody. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for all the phone calls. We absolutely love the phone calls, and those of you that called in a little upset, we're just providing information here, so don't be mad at me, be mad at Larry. Because I love all of you out there. I want you to love me. I want you to love me. Just please love me. But anyways, thank you so much. You've been listening to KQCK Live in Santan Valley and Jaco Beach, Costa Rica. We'll see you next week, Tuesday at 5 o'clock. Good night, everybody. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Night.
No, I really like.
Thanks for joining us today on In the Know with Tom Diller. We will always continue to strive to bring you the best in guests and to keep you informed on every facet of Arizona's volatile real estate market. Remember to tune in each and every week at 5 p.m. Arizona time exclusively on KQCK radio station. When it comes to real estate and more, be in the know.
When you visit Hill Family Dentistry in Santan Valley, dentist Dr. Tim Hill provides each patient with personalized, gentle care that you deserve. Our entire team is dedicated to providing you and your family with services that will make you smile, with a full range of general, cosmetic, and specialty dentistry services that will keep you and your family smiling. Our commitment to our community is to provide outstanding oral health. Hill Family Dentistry is located on 36359 Ganzow Road in Santan Valley, diagonally across from Banner Ironwood Hospital. Evening and weekend appointments available. We accept most insurances and have in-office